Wow, that was awesome. Yeah. Welcome to Devstream 25, where we have a cinematic intro. That was cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Way to go.
Fun.
So that's happening.
Yeah,
Point
it happened.
in the future.
That's happening.
Well, the video happened, but
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
There's like a scabbard, and you drew your sword.
Well, that's cool.
He did.
You are observing.
Let's try to drag
And
that out.
that's all we're going to say about Melee 2.0 on the stream.
Exactly.
Everything
That answers all questions.
So this is Devstream 25. We are here with the devs, new position on the couch. We're going to try this out, see how it works. Hey, Scott, you're my new buddy.
I am.
High five. And we have some housekeeping to start with. The first is we're going to do 3,000 platinum prizes in our streams, as we always do. The second is a 24-hour catalyst will happen some point after the stream.
Catalyst.
Hotfix just went out on PC with some door fixes and a few other issues were in there. And we're going to start our stream off with not a platinum prize, but a developer prize. So first developer to correctly tell the audience and myself something about what's happening with War's prize gets a prize.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
You don't win. That's the institution.
Vor's Prize is going to introduce the queens.
That's a good, better answer.
Is that more substantial?
I think I got ripped off.
Is that more
You
substantial?
can have a prize.
What is it?
Oh, what'd you get?
Courtesy of art by Reeferman. You
Okay.
win.
Does it go with my my
I
nice
really
shirt?
like your sweater. By the
Thank
way.
you.
On set, I lost.
Should
me too.
answer the question.
Oh, it's us.
It's you guys.
We're
It's
all
a
winners.
prize.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you.
Look at how cool that is.
Reeferman's art, Reeferman, I guess, from the
Wow.
forums. Color that in.
I want
So,
one of those.
well, next stream.
I think I'm
have another
infested.
mug.
Reapermon?
Reeferman.
Reefermon. All right.
Come on.
Yep.
Thanks for that, Reefermon.
There you go.
Don't know what that's in reference
You
to.
get a mug. Is Jeff just staring at it in jealousy now?
I am.
You'll-
I
you'll-
was ripped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically you answer first.
I know, but it wasn't a good enough answer.
I didn't know there was a standard place on answer.
I decided that we change our rules through things. That's what we do.
That's a great shirt you have, Steve.
Thank you.
All
Well,
right.
I was about to go on the stream and I realized that I was wearing the same gray sweater.
Oh,
that
it's Scott. You
was.
guys were dressing alike again.
We were
yeah?
dressing alike.
This is my attire.
Yeah.
I wear the gray.
People calling you
And
Bill
people,
Cosby.
actually, even our own employees call us mixing up the names.
Right.
I get called Scott a few times a day. So, cat shirt.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do our first platinum prize and get to the questions today.
Happens to me and Jeff a lot as well.
Just because of the
For sure.
physique.
Yeah, for the
Alright.
physique. It's because of my arms.
1,000 platinum.
I do look like a very sophisticated artist. Footsteps is right.
Matiko 13, Matiko 13. You've won 1,000 platinum.
Oh,
Message our
that's
Twitch
great.
page with your PSN ID or your PC alias. Megan will hook you up. And way to go, 1,000 platinum.
Hey, yay.
All right.
And you're not following Warframe, but you probably should, because then maybe.
Then maybe we'd give you your
Are
prize.
you looking at their Twitch status and they're not following us?
You're not following us?
Ooh,
I think that's a re-roll.
Sounds
Yeah.
like we might need to modify the condition.
No, it's built into the plugin we use that it tells you if they are yes or no following your page.
Well, maybe they'll change their mind now that they've got a
Who knows?
ridiculously great prize.
People want to see your socks, but
Oh, is that going to be a thing now?
yeah. All right.
Right now?
So we're
Oh,
going to
those
start
are
off.
nice socks today.
Oh, actually, they've got a little, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
little blue
He doesn't
cap
know he's
on.
like, should I put the camera on him?
no.
Oh my god.
We're going to start off the stream with a question, and I feel this is the Anatolius week apparently because he played with us in primetime last night and he won the RNG
That was pretty
prize.
awesome.
And
Yep.
the first question is from him today.
Okay.
So,
That sounds good.
Anatolius, how do you feel about new player experience? Many new players have struggled with getting past Earth due to the interception missions, and many have had a hard time collecting the mods they require in order to advance Serration, Hornet Strike, etc. Notice those are called required mods by experienced players. Does this maybe bring into question difficulty settings that will cater to skill levels?
That's a good
That sounds
question.
like a Scott question to me.
Yeah.
Now that you're
By
sitting
Scott, I
beside
mean
me,
real
I get to.
Well, interception.
He's only one beer in, so his answer is probably going to be very
Very
good.
short. No, interception. Phil works on interception. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but in the last event, I was playing a lot, and I noticed it was very slow. And I went to his desk, or he came to my desk, and I was ranting at him to make it harder, make it harder, make it harder. And he might have went a little too far.
Oh, so it's your fault.
No,
Stop blame. This isn't a blame game.
Yeah.
my fault. I'm fine.
Separate YouTube voice.
As far as required mods, I guess mods that we think that are required, I think we're doing a better job of moving those onto common enemies to make sure that players get the most kind of cracks at getting those mods. So, we're constantly kind of reviewing those drops and those kind of things, and so making sure that those end up in the player's hands is key. We redid the tutorial
Redirection is a
while ago to make sure that players got that particular mod right off the bat. Potentially as maybe Horror's Prize gets finished, and that's the first kind of mission we're going to call them. Some of those other mods might become mods you get as part of that progression. Again, we're always kind of tweaking the player progression. Apparently my mic doesn't work.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
just
So I will talk into closely.
Pretty quietly too.
Am I? I'm mumbling? Am I mumbling?
I think you didn't have it on.
Fixed, so I think you're okay
Yeah,
now.
you're
Did
okay
you
now.
not have it on?
It's not. I'm good now?
It's better now?
there you go.
So yeah.
You made Warren crawl across the floor to turn it on. Anyway,
That's why
I
we
think
were late.
that sounded like a good answer that no one heard.
But you know what?
No,
I want to talk more about that mission.
as we're always kind of looking at the player progression, and it rises up on the list, and then it falls down as we want to add new features to the game. Then it rises back up, and I think right now we're in a low spot because we're redoing Melee.
Yeah.
But I think once Melee is kind of complete and out the door, I guarantee you will end up going back and taking a look at the new player experience. Like, how does Melee 2.0 changes and the Damage 2.0 changes impact the new player, and making sure that new players come into the game don't end up in a roadblock.
Right.
So mission types are always being adjusted.
Yep.
So
Well, I mean, that mission type, what I think was cool about that is that we were kind of hearing a few of those complaints. We were like, okay, this is too hard for new players. How are they doing in interception? And what was neat was, like, we're kind of all on a Skype chat at work. We're always talking. And Rebecca was kind of telling us all that was happening. So she's like, oh, I'm just going to jump into a match and try to, gimp myself to a new player and see what that's like.
Yeah.
And what was cool was I got to jump into the match with you.
I had no idea it was you.
Yeah, which was cool. I was using my alias.
Yeah, secret
my
guy.
yeah, my
secret
ID.
dude for
And we jumped in there, and we were both kind of playing with like a self-gimped loadout to try that.
something that would be equal to what you would get if you were a new player in Earth. You would
Exactly.
played linearly to Earth, to
That's right.
Eurasia at that point,
That's right.
where interception starts.
And that was some of the most badass fun I've had in.
It was
months.
it was
so awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that new players are getting that super intense experience, and I think what we took away from that was how could we bring that type of experience to our vet players as well.
Exactly, because it took us kind of handicapping ourselves, our gear, to have the challenge from that mission type right off the bat. Because obviously the longer you stay in interception, it scales up and it gets difficult, but getting it into higher, I don't know what you guys have planned other than we played it.
No, I mean that's kind of the type of things that I've been looking at the last couple of days just after that, because we had so much fun, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like we want to give players that experience that maybe it's something that you can opt into, that you could kind of lock out your gear or make some sort of adjustments in a mode so that you could try some of this low level content again in a new way.
I agree. It was good.
Scott's
Scott shakes his head. This is why we separated.
Scott's saying
them.
no.
Scott's like, no.
We're just telling Scott this for the first time ever. He's like,
and we got a notepad.
This is a terrible idea.
I do.
Sheldon strikes again. Damn it, really?
What do you do?
And,
What are you
oh,
writing?
he spelled no.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah. I think I saw someone in chat while you guys were talking. When I was trying to tune out what you were saying. That said
Ooh, aggression
that the,
extreme.
It's gonna be like that, eh?
that the
Joseph in his Technicolor cat coat.
that the early game is too hard and the late game is too easy. So I think that's just the fact that there's so much scaling and progression in Warframe that
Yeah.
it just gets so powerful. So we just need to keep working on that, and that's the longest answer to that question ever.
I know, and I mean,
I think
just,
Geoff has a bit to say.
Yeah,
about it
Geoff,
as
do you have
well.
anything to add?
No,
to
just
that?
Jump
because
in, Geoff.
I feel like you watched Primetime last night. We both did survive. Megan made it to a certain point, and I probably could have kept going. Well, I mean,
Yeah, because you're so pro.
because I'm so good. No, I'm just saying.
Megan's sitting
Megan's
right over
rolling-
here.
I know.
Megan's rolling her
I
eyes
know.
right now.
Megan's
Megan,
rolling
I
her
love
eyes
you,
and,
sorry.
and a little bit.
I'm just
weird.
saying
throw a
it was
shoe
a
at you.
T3 key. We had the
Totally.
best gear, and things started getting tight, which is what Lotus says, and me, at the 40-minute mark. And then, it's kind of like I want that 40-minute mark of difficulty right away.
Totally. I think the difficulty for hacking could be changed for Megan as well.
What is
What does that even mean?
Glenn is always bugging us to add tier 4 keys.
Tier 4 keys.
tier
That was
4
actually a
keys.
question for today.
So
When I was in chat, there was a lot of tier 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
keys.
Is that-
Four confirmed.
but we're not going T4. We're just going T6.
Yeah, screw it. Let's go to 6.
Melee 8.0.
All right.
That's
So,
what we're on now.
So,
All
I
right,
mean,
back on
that-
top.
I do think bringing
How
it back
far
on
off topic
topic.
can we stray?
No,
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 let's keep going.
no, no.
Off in the weeds.
Yes.
See, off topic we go.
Stop it. I'm not even cat bait. I'm not biting. Obviously, a T4 key difficulty is something that vets could use.
Yep.
But I mean, you can only do so much at once. So, and the big thing we've been talking about for a long time, and the questions are all about, and each week is all about, is Melee 2.0. And we just showed a little video at the beginning. And the question we have phrased a few different ways from a number of players. Haldos and N7 Phantom combined kind of say basically, as always, new Melee system is a buzz topic. What details can we share in this stream as we near its completion? What about the system as a whole are you most proud of?
You're most proud of. Yeah, Geoff.
I don't know. I guess honest answer about the pride question is not till I don't really want to answer that until it's done.
Yep.
Until it's
Totally valid.
more cohesive and finalized. So doesn't mean we're not excited about it.
Of course.
Yeah, but
What?
I don't know. Maybe we should probably talk about the stances. Since
Am
we're
I?
like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the paradox is the more we talk about it, the higher the expectations get for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's,
That's why we showed
I
a video at
cringed
the
when
end.
Rebecca
So we
said we're
showed a
going to do
video.
a
Yeah.
dev stream. I'm like,
I know.
we're going to do another dev
I
stream.
know.
We still
So we
haven't
talked
shipped
about
it yet.
We talked 25 minutes about it last.
Someone was giving me
I know.
pointers in chat, like,
Yeah.
here's a website about just shipping your ideas so you can iterate them in front of players. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I've seen that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing as it progresses for me is I find I want to draw my sword, and I find even in a crowd of guys,
Yep.
I, as we work on the system and as we add features to it, it feels like it is becoming like a viable thing. You know, I always keep screaming at you guys to make sure that the game supports the need to do it, and I think some of the ideas that we have and are starting to execute on are starting to feel like, oh, when that guy comes at me, I really
Yeah.
want to pull my sword and I actually want to engage him in that way.
Yep.
So I think some of the stuff is starting to bubble to the surface as it starts to finalize, but it's going to be like right at the last moment it comes to a boil and then out the door.
Out the door goes.
And
Yep.
even just in the last week, like I don't want to. I apologize in advance if this sounds vague because I don't want to be vague to the users. But we had a pretty good talk like at around 9:30 Wednesday night,
Yep.
and just some ideas to make it feel. We're trying to work in ideas to make it feel a bit more exclusive to Warframe, so
Yes.
it feels a bit different in the Warframe universe than than just a broad melee game, like combat game. So, and we're trying to.
And it really seems to kind of come together in the end because
Yeah,
all
definitely.
the animation team goes off and just makes so much content.
So, yeah,
and
yeah.
we're trying to assemble it and make sense of it.
Yeah.
But Wednesday night was kind of like, oh, it's sort of like Devil May Cry right now.
Yeah, and it didn't feel right.
No.
It didn't.
And
Like,
just in terms of what it
Didn't
brought
feel
to the
Warframe.
experience.
Didn't
Okay,
feel
so
Warframe.
it didn't feel Warframey. Yeah.
It felt like a good game, but not Warframe.
Yeah.
Yep.
right,
Yeah.
so you have this kind of more sophisticated melee system. It's good at killing your enemies, but it doesn't
Yeah.
do anything for the Tenno, something that you guys have tried to embrace and everything.
Yeah.
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 Which I'm glad Geoff brought up because we can't even talk about it yet.
I know.
That's the only
sorry.
problem. That's the only
I
problem.
know.
We can't
All
say
right. Well,
I
I mean,
know.
as far as real talk,
I can talk about a few things. Like this is like the amazing design document.
oh god,
Oh, I've seen
That's,
coder art.
that's
yeah.
coder art.
This is coder
No,
art.
that's literally designer.
No, this is actually
Actually, yeah, this is it. Yeah.
And like this is
That's
is
good.
how
Don't get too
complicated
close to it.
was.
You don't wanna get
and
too
then
close.
this is how complicated it is now. You don't actually want to get close
Wow.
to it.
Yeah, you
That's
know.
fine.
There's gonna be so many like, breakdowns of that image.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
But we really went to a really complicated place.
Yeah.
And then we said, oh, let's cut the complexity in half.
Yep.
And then we cut the complexity in half again.
Right. So, what was the most complex goal you had with this system, and what about this third iteration that you guys are still working on is less complex?
I think we just ended up going too deep down the well of combo length. Like we
I
put
see.
too much focus on that
Yep.
over utility.
Right, because you can't
You know,
forget
I
that
think-
the enemy's your
Yeah.
fate.
Listen to this guy now.
No, I think that's a really good answer.
Utility.
I think that's a really good answer.
You talk about procking. Yeah.
Because you can't forget the pace of this game is like if you're
Definitely.
so
And that had a big part of it. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally.
Trying to figure out what makes a player draw their sword and attack a guy versus
Yeah.
shooting him in the head from 50 yards
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Time to kill enemy is low, so it has to be
Yeah.
very useful.
yes.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you know, as part of this, like we said
It's
before,
literally
AI is-
keeping us up at night.
I know. No, I know.
It literally
It
is.
is the
Yeah.
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 So the things I have just a few notes, which are I think the name for the next update, which is melee, is the big part of it. We're going to call update 13 the sword alone. We are only mentioning that because we just don't have much else to reveal yet about it. There is a new mod slot that is going into melee weapons.
Okay.
Like the Aura slot was in the Warframe.
Okay.
This is a new slot exclusive for a mod type called a stance mod. And these are aspirational goals. These are not promises, but what we're targeting right now is that I have one example for the one-handed sword. There will be 2 stance mods that will come out with it in update 13. And one is the Iron Phoenix, which is the slower stance for it, which has a lot of staggering hits and a slashing emphasis and slashing proc combos. And then the other stance for the one-hand sword is the Crimson Dervish, which has a lot of fast hits, a lot of puncture procs, and a few staggering combos.
Wow.
So
So you're
we had gone from that complexity of breaking up every little animation into parts and having players assemble them, but without the utility and without adding 300 mods and really diluting the pool a lot worse than it already is. We're going to have that kind of stance slot, and we're going to have embody all of those into one idea.
Yeah.
And then if you get a one-hand sword and you get the dervish stance, you could then take that and put it on your other sword that you really like, and you want to see what is it like to play with that. And those have combo chains and things in them that are unlocked through fusion.
gotcha.
So you level up that stance, and now there are deeper combos in it, which gives you a bit of progressive disclosure on how to battle it. Will it show you in the UI how that works? Yes. Yes, that is also
that's
within
another
progress.
thing coming,
Right,
yeah.
because of course.
Yeah.
That's really, I
Yeah.
mean, there's the Warframe specific thing, which has a way, what we've been talking about is a way of turning your energy and channeling it through the melee weapon that we think is going to be very Warframey.
So you are talking about it.
Yeah, wow.
But I'm not going to get into specifics
Yeah.
until that's totally proven, because it's still kind of on shaky ground.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But shaky good Warframe ground.
Shaky
Yeah.
good. It felt
Yeah.
more distinct
It definitely did.
than just
It definitely
okay.
did.
Well, now we have.
It was like I think I told, like I woke up in like at 4 a.m, like when we talked about that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
day, just
Yeah.
because it was kind of stressful to think about. Do we make this change now,
Yep.
or do we stay on the course? But it definitely felt right.
Yeah.
So it literally is Melee 8.0.
Yeah.
It's gone through a lot of
gone
iterations.
through a lot of iterations.
We should track the emails and then eventually say that. Here is
I
the
know.
I think
Here's
Josh-
I
actually-
feel so bad for Jacques because
Yeah.
it looks like someone stole his
I know.
puppy.
He looks.
Yeah, he's
definitely-
just like, okay, here's another
Yeah.
email, Jacques. Change
he's doing
this
the,
again.
He's doing the Charlie Brown walk around
Yeah.
the studio for sure.
Anyway, but he's a trooper, and he's gonna rock it.
Yeah.
And then what's going with it? And we were looking at this morning, that the way the staggers and that sort of thing happens is going to be fantastic and let you stun lock enemies a little bit more, so that you can get in and do some crowd control. Without that, it really eliminates.
So you understand that like the attack you're making is a staggering attack, and that stagger will always
Is that
go off.
so? Wait.
And there's a lot of staggering in it for the lower level enemies,
Right.
so that it's not just simpler just to pull out your Soma and blast them, right?
Someone in chat is saying, "Are we still getting timed combos? Please don't step away from that."
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So the time that's in
Yep.
the stances. The stances are those timed combos that are,
Gotcha.
are kind of within there. That's just the stance. The Crimson Dervish is just kind of that kind of.
You said one was
container.
fast, one was slow.
Yeah, and that's the container within Crimson
Right.
Dervish. There
Yeah.
are timed combos
We,
instead.
we did
Yeah.
bring some content
Crimson
to show.
Dervish.
Oh, do we have some combos?
Embodies all the
Oh,
slide
we have videos to
attacks.
show with this?
Yeah, we have a
videos.
couple, like, just
Oh, yeah,
for
we have
more
videos.
weapon grips to kind of
Alright.
show.
Oh, someone asked, can we switch to be left or right hand dominant with their grips? But I assume that's not. not
Not yet, no.
Not for melee
Yeah.
8.0.
Yeah.
maybe melee 20.
That's just a
Yeah,
mirror.
16.
Come on, guys.
Just a mirror, eh?
It's just a mirror.
You can't just mirror into the engine.
Yeah, just mirror it.
in.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hey, Jacques, we need to add mirroring.
So,
Sound of gunshot.
So these are more combos.
yeah. So these are some of the time combos. Like, so this is the bow staff. Bow
Fantastic.
staff
Now, where's
stuff.
the other boom? Where's the pole armor?
Here's some daggers.
Okay, so pole arms, dagger. So we just showed pole arms. Now we have daggers.
No, bow staff.
Yeah.
Not
So lots of multi-hits.
Sorry,
and
bow
daggers.
staff, my mistake.
Oh man.
I can't wait. My Ash is looking for this so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna look so good on Ash.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh man.
And then, next one. Oh, so here's our heavy, our axe. So, this is the original.
So do you have names for these particular stances and what's happening right
yet.
now? Is this tied into?
We're only
That's
talking
more-
about longsword stances
Are
right
these
now.
called
Okay.
branch combo A3?
That's what, yeah. Those are the file names.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
stance.
this is the branch combo.
A3.
We should do that as an
A3
inside joke.
Inspired name.
Excellent. Wow.
Super
Yeah, look at
awesome.
this. You only got, Warren let us down. There was 4.
What was the first
Oh,
It was the
boy.
pole arm.
Oh, you
but-
should act it out.
Warren's gonna Charlie Brown.
You totally use this as an excuse to do some moves on the stream.
Yeah,
You did.
I
The
did.
pole arm
we
was
haven't-
cool because I think he got. Does he get up
It's
on
not
top
pole
of
arm,
it?
it's a bow.
He's actually above the pole arm. For
Are you guys describing the one we don't have?
It would have been awesome if Warren was able to come through.
We're gonna act it out here.
We'll post it up on the.
We can get it up if you're comfortable sharing
Yeah,
it,
totally.
which obviously you
Definitely
are. We'll
share that.
post
It's
it.
worth it. It's very cool. Yeah.
I love
Okay.
that it defies gravity. It's amazing.
They're ninjas. They gotta
Excellent.
float. Yeah.
So what? So right now, the only stealth, quote unquote, melee attack is E stealth attack, which doesn't necessarily always kill them. We talk about this all the time. Is there going to be a certain level of lethality or lethalness with melee 2.0 stealth attack, stealth kills? Is that
We've
something?
had lots of internal discussions about this, but I don't think we've ever like acted on it yet. Like it always seemed like we say, yeah, it should kill them.
No, we didn't.
And then Scott says, no, we don't. We don't say that.
I said it's okay if they get up after they've been stabbed.
And then Scott disagrees and says that we should let
It's
them get up
okay.
again.
that they get-
Oh, so
So this is why it hasn't moved forward.
all right, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think once Melee 2 goes out, some
Yeah.
things will solidify for the stealth attacks. And then from there we can build on that.
Yeah. But the reason they don't instant kill all enemies is because of the level
The
variation.
level.
Yes,
and
the
Yeah.
level
the-
barrier,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The level barrier.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
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 Now you know what it's like on the
Soon. Yep.
Zoom. Yep.
Soon, TM.
All right. Let's talk a bit about JCon 16's question, which is now that we've talked about how we're going to be playing the missions and everything. He just says all caps, more mission types, please. The community has so many ideas. Parkour, stealth, ninja aspect of the game needs some fleshing out. What kind of mission types are coming? Parkour, stealth required, and this is
Yeah.
so more mission types is the basic thesis of his post. And I know you guys know we just did a mission survey.
I'm waiting for you to finish the question because I actually have an answer.
Okay, more mission types, please.
Yes.
What the ones?
And that's it. More missions.
No. Last event previewed a new mission type, which was hijack. You alluded to the survey, which was basically showed that rescue is the most hated thing ever created by Warframe.
Are you sure you made light traps? So you told me.
Yeah. I made light trap right under the bus. It's his idea.
Anywho,
Anyways, rescue is actually getting a pretty big a revamp. Some of it kind of snuck out in the last
what do you stop?
big update.
We're not. We just read something.
We
funny.
just read something funny.
Oh.
It's funny. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not-
So basically,
Go ahead.
yes, rescue got a big is getting a big revamp. Some of it snuck out where you can give your rescue target your secondary weapon. So that is part of a bigger change, and the new rescue mission actually requires stealth, and it's still in prototype phase and still being worked on. But I've played it a few times, and it's pretty rad that you have to work your way through a tile in the game and make sure that you don't trigger it off, or else the rescue target gets executed. So basically that's the kind of what we're working on for rescue. So it actually really brings the stealth element in and requires you to use it in order to play that type. And then obviously all the shit hits the fan and you get your target out and you can give them their weapon and off you go. But
Right.
it's definitely in the works.
Yeah.
More game types are always in the works, and reworks of existing types. You know,
Right.
I love when the rescue target has a vandal that I don't have. I'm like, damn you! I want that.
The later vandal.
Yeah.
I did, so I don't even know if we need to pull the survey image up that I brought, but it's in the forums. It's just about what people said they valued most in a mission from 1 to 5. So this is the results, and the most important thing for the players that participated in the survey was a rewarding mission, followed by challenging, and fast mission was pretty evenly distributed from least to most important, but I mean, challenge and reward seem to be the...
Players want challenges and rewards.
Yes,
They're
who
all-
knew?
God, this is I wish they would have told me that when we first started.
Who knew?
shut up, you.
You are banned from
Answer.
live streams moving forward.
Challenging and rewarding.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it is good. It's good to see it.
backpedal some more and
Zoom in on Sheldon.
zoom in on Sheldon as we...
Sorry, what was purple?
Purple was 5
Most
most important.
important.
I don't know why that graph breaks my brain.
Yeah.
Because it's not
It's
done
4
by a
different
programmer,
types of-
probably.
It's like
4 different
okay,
types
so-
of people.
And then there's rank, and then there's.
Oh no.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
break down the graph.
Let's break down the graph. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Let's not.
Do it.
Okay.
In your
Maybe
your
if I'd
hats,
been
what-
pie, I like pie graphs.
You like pie
better.
graphs?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't representing a...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the graph represents kind of the hardcore players,
2,500 hardcore players.
which there's a lot in
Yep.
Warframe. You know, there's a lot of players that have stuck with us for a very long time, and I think those players, you know, have those required mods, have those, you know, prime Warframes, they have all the gear, they want the challenge, you know, and they want to make sure that the reward fits that challenge. And I think, you know, we're constantly trying to rebalance the drop
100%.
tables, and you know, we're talking about adding tier 4 keys so they have that challenge. You know, Glenn's been bugging me incessantly to bring interception to the void.
Void,
You know,
yep.
bring other game types to the void. So I think it's constantly a balance of new player versus old player
Yep.
and challenge versus reward. So I think we're always going to be looking at that stuff. So, you know, keep sticking with us, and we'll keep adding challenging things to the game. And you know, the heck boss is coming.
Yep.
Melee
Maybe
2.0 is coming. So I think those things should be challenging for the players, and hopefully they'll feel rewarding when they're done.
Yep.
And force prize.
And
And first prize.
Force prize.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing. You're going to hear about the sisters.
Sisters. Where's my cup?
Where's my cup? Yeah, I need some.
you, honestly, that answer deserves that cup as opposed to graph scrutiny.
You said first
Give it
to
away.
reveal.
Yeah.
You get a different price.
Not
I get
take it
different
back.
prize.
You get a different price.
Yep.
Okay.
As long as it's beer, I'm
I
okay.
see a repeating question about Valkyr. and
Yeah, I was
Melee.
just going
Yes.
to address that as well.
Yes. You said no, and now it's
Did I ever say no? I didn't think I ever answered that question.
Megan in the background saying,
Oh yeah, I told you no. Yeah, I probably won't be with.
Those are great though, because it's sort of like it's like Rebecca and Megan will come up and go. So there's this really
Yeah.
big problem in the game, and this thing, and this huge issue. Yes or no?
With no context. It's on the forum.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it's like that, and then little do you know they're going back and going. They said no. They're evil and they hate you.
well, let's use a recent example of that. Vegetable Basket's post about removing
Or Will will say,
abilities.
yeah, Mickey said this thing about customization 9 months ago when he saw him in the
Right.
hallway on the way to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It had to go really bad, and he said no, never.
And then we gave
And
you
then
an
every
answer.
support ticket has that answer now.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what it's like when things change
for
quickly in
DE, the
development.
answer is always
Probably.
The answer is like never say never. If we have a problem and the
Yeah.
players keep giving us hell about it, then we're going to change
Trying
it.
to fix it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't
We're
think.
going to take the broken lights out. We're going to put even
Architecture.
worse, more deadly things in. Ugh.
She won't be affected when the new Melee update goes live,
Yep.
but.
But
I
it
think
will
it's
make
something-
sense to revisit.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
What-
Scott?
Definitely.
Damn, you just took it to the next level. So let's have a chat then about a current community topic that we
Okay.
gave an answer to after a conversation with you.
Okay.
This one as
Oh,
you just described.
this sounds like you're vengeful right now.
This is vengeance. I just equipped
right.
ancient
All right.
retribution.
Here it comes.
kidding.
Retribution.
No, just the
UI bug.
The UI bug
That's
mod.
hilarious. I get that joke.
That is a good joke. Orasonic Boom asks, there's some non-rare mods that are disproportionately difficult to obtain because they're dropped by enemies with low spawn rates. On the other hand, there's players getting amassed as hundreds of other mods, even rares, from enemies with common drops. We talked about this earlier. You said we put the necessary mods on enemies that spawn more so players can get them.
Yes.
That's totally fine. But what about the Warframe ability mods in this mix? The answer we gave yesterday was just...
This is awesome because
It's ex-
Yeah.
Give 'em-
because we had this conversation.
and that's why I want to talk about
and
this.
I said, well, I sent you away,
I know.
and only for it to resurface here.
Exactly. Because
While
it's
we're
because
live
remember how you
streaming.
said you just said actually if
Oh, yeah, so good.
if players bring up something enough and talk about it enough, of course we'll change it. So guess what?
what's
More
the- what's the
play-
issue?
It's just ability mods.
The dilution of drop tables with ability mods.
Yeah.
Remember how we took them out of
right.
the packs and all this
Yeah.
other nonsense?
They're not in transmutation. They're not.
They're not in transmutation.
Why didn't we do this? There was a reason we did
Why
this.
didn't we do this? Because we were afraid that someone would nuke one of their existing.
Yes.
You can't sell your last one.
No. So
There was a good reason, though. Because we
That's it.
talked while going to get coffee.
well, the UI limitation fixes part of that, and then the other one was that what we
It's
wanted to
basically
make-
free marketing for the other frames. I don't know if that's a huge
no,
deal.
there was a really good reason.
with the
why we-
generic ones coming,
Yeah.
right? And then were we worried about fusion speed on them?
No.
No?
There was a really good reason.
You have a really good reason?
There was a really good
Okay.
reason.
If we don't discover what the really good reason is, then we'll probably take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a really good reason.
But I know Sheldon deals a lot with the dilution. There was on the primetime chat. There was
Yeah.
question that question comes up a lot, and it's just something that we need to grow the ways we can
I
give
know.
rewards.
Yeah. I think it was
You know that?
the Warframe mods were removed because fusion level. You and I both thought that players would like to have multiple versions of certain powers
Oh, 'cause
at
you can't
different levels.
underclock.
Because
Yep.
you can't underclock
Yep.
That's exactly
already
what it
fused
is.
mod.
Very good. So that's why it is.
That was the reason.
Yeah. So as the code grows, and if we added that feature or a way of doing that, then that would be something we could do to solve some of the dilution problems.
Right. I don't know if that's a great reason, but it seemed like a good reason.
That was the reason at the time. Yeah.
Because that was the same conversation that took them out of the packs. It was like, why to have them at all? Well, let's just take them out of the thing. And then it was like, no, because players want to have
Yep.
the ability to have different loadouts because we give them ability. They want to be able to have those at different fusion levels
Yep.
so that it fits in their different loadouts.
Yep.
There you go. You got there.
That's
You
the
eventually
answer.
got there.
Yeah.
It's beer
Nice work.
fuel.
Yeah.
Beer-induced
Beer
thinking.
works. This is
Beer
scientific
is
proof.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Jeff just lost. All right, well, that's a good answer. There you go.
Sheldon put his arm around me again.
Sheldon put his arm around you again. That's cool. Well, one of the questions that's coming in now as well is just, we've talked about lore and, War's Prize. You guys just said there's work on it. One of the questions, a lot of role-playing discussions about it, theory crafting about it. Valkyr kind of threw a hiccup in some level of theory crafting. It's from Da Wolf, who just asks, what are the Warframes? We have mixed signals when it comes to the origin and nature of the frames.
What are the Warframes?
Do we have
We
the
can answer
mystery
that.
box image that we're just going to throw up now?
Mystery box.
Yeah. No, didn't bring that.
J.J. Abrams
Yeah.
still has
Yeah.
it.
The
Yeah, he
JJ.
still has it.
He hasn't
Mystery box.
given it to us.
Oh, we
That's
are due
what-
for a platinum prize, but if
Oh,
there's no
platinum
answer for
prize,
that,
yeah.
we'll just...
There's a tease in one of the lore
there's-
entries.
There is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things they concluded with. I'm not a big story dude, but I like the way you convey a consistent universe through subtle exposition, boss taunts, and worldwide events.
Yeah.
There's some
We
pretty
like
cool
that too.
lore coming next week. There's some pretty cool lore coming next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
Next week?
Some origin lore.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's next
Yeah.
week.
Yep.
So.
do you want
I
to give
don't
away a
know.
platinum prize?
Yeah.
I would say I think the answer to that question is we are intentionally not answering that question
Yes.
directly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it is something that we are, there's two parts, which is to drag out the answering of that question, sadly, for as long as we can, but in some ways I don't think a on-the-nose answer will ever be satisfactory. And I think part of the reason why I like that this game can be played in multiple cultures, and
Yeah.
people with multiple skin colors and male and female and other can play it, because we don't really, pigeonhole you into very specific things.
Yep.
But the Tenno are, at least at one point, we're people, and there is some hints of that in the lore.
Certainly.
And the Warframes are something that go over top of them. And when we bring Focus in as part of our in-game content this year, you're going to be seeing abilities and things of improving that are not just tied to a specific Warframe like Valkyr or Ember and that sort of thing. So I hate to be evasive, but that is something that we're kind of gradually
You earned that
unveiling.
mug.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
So you earned back your
So
mug.
you absolutely
Barely.
You probably have anime eyes under that suit. You probably have big spiky hair.
Whatever
or
you want.
don't. You know.
A fishbowl.
A fishbowl.
and a rhino.
The fishbowl is good.
Yeah, a fishbowl or your rhino underneath.
Yep.
Those
If
combos.
you're a kid like me when I was a kid getting the bowl cut from your mom, probably someone with a bowl cut underneath that Warframe armor.
Someone that won 1,000 platinum under that. Is there
If you're
someone?
like
Is there one of
Scott,
those?
Let's do
Steve
it.
and I wish we
Let's
could
do
do
it.
haircuts again.
Let's do show the platinum.
Here we go.
Who's gonna win?
Winner
be you.
is.
It could be you.
Oh my goodness! It is stalling. RJ Maniac. That's RJ Maniac.
Does RJ Maniac follow us?
He does. He or she
nice
does.
work.
All right.
You've won
He or
1,000
she
platinum.
just is awesome.
Message our Twitch page with your PSN ID or PC alias, and we will hook you up either now, after the stream, whenever Megan has the time. Whenever. Never. Always. Way to go. You did it. You did it, RJ Maniac. They did it.
You did it.
They've done it.
You're the wiener.
They're the wiener. All right. There were a few questions about the community-made melee weapons that won, and I know.
Yes, I got a lot in chat as well.
It's after
I
13.
talked to
When are
Carrie.
they coming?
Yeah.
When are they coming?
Carrie basically said Melee 2.0 first, and then he'll get the pipeline on those beyond the modeling stages.
Yeah.
He's blaming you?
Well, I told him to hold off because
Some of
I
them
will.
have
We kind of had to
depth.
hold off just because they require they're new stances.
Yep.
So they need new animation sets.
Awesome.
Yep.
So they're not just getting a model treatment.
not
They're
just
getting an
model treatments,
animation
they're getting, like,
treatment
an
as
animation.
well.
Oh,
Real
that's
treatment.
awesome.
Yeah,
So-
so
full
Tonfa,
treatment.
Yeah.
Sword and Board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the amount of content we already had to do with the melee update, we couldn't fit it in. So
But I think we're plussing it. We're not just
Yeah.
here's your model
Exactly.
out the
We'll have
door.
custom
It's
attacks and-
like,
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wicked.
that's great.
yeah, it'll be
That's gonna be awesome.
pretty fun actually.
All right.
sword and board.
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 Okay.
There you go. There's a weapon right there. All
For the
right.
love of God, a heck
Heck
update,
update.
please.
What the heck?
Says Valkyrie 911.
Yeah, let's talk about heck.
Yep.
What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck? Let's go.
Are we talking about heck?
I have
bring
pictures.
any-
I have pictures of the studio if we're running out of things to show.
No, I think we have a few more things to show.
What else do we have to
but
show?
I think Heck, generally speaking, he's the next boss being reworked.
Yep.
He's coming.
Yep.
Yep.
Look out.
it
Saying
gonna
it,
kill
saying
you
it
more
as a
to show those
rework
pictures?
feels like that under.
It's not a rework.
Yeah, it's not a
It's gonna be
rework. That's just
brutal
like
to
Redo.
yeah, redo. Yeah,
He's gonna have 2 shotguns instead of 1, right?
you have shotguns for hands.
Do you have anything to show in regards to that, or next question?
I don't have. I just have random pictures. One of which is a heck work in progress. Like
Yeah, let's
kinda-
see it.
But this is me going around the studio today thinking.
Do you have any graphs?
I do actually. My shirt
bringing
is actually a
graphs
graph.
I'm bringing
That's
graphs.
I'm wearing it. I got it printed.
You are aware those are cats, right?
The number
course.
of people that value challenging gameplay is denoted by purple cats.
Purple cats.
Well, that's an
On my
equal.
shirt.
That's an.
Yeah.
I counted all the cats. I'm not sure, and they equally distributed.
So this is me. This is me sad that we haven't shipped Melee yet.
Yeah.
So I decided to take pictures of people in the office
There's Minky.
to try to convince people that they're working hard.
Look at the picture.
Of Greg on
Greg
the
in the
side. That is stupid. Sorry.
I know, I saw
Greg's
that.
birthday portrait in the background.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's Carrie.
Here's Carrie. What's he
Yeah.
working on? Do you know what that is, Scott?
I can't see it.
He's working on a picture of a wave.
Oh, that actually the last two
Yeah.
have hints at potentially what the new Warframe is.
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. I actually
do,
have another.
that's true.
I have another hint. In
You have
there.
another hint too?
Yeah.
Oh, did you make a theme?
It might be kind of too
No,
strongly
he wasn't.
hinted.
Too strongly hinted?
Steve, you promised some people race car wheels on Loki Prime.
Yep.
When are you going to deliver?
I don't know if I sign that in blood for that, but
Race
we
car
definitely
wheels?
should.
What is this code?
Some
Hover
code?
near
This
target
is
behavior?
Paul Rogo's VHEC code. There's lots
C++.
of good hints in there.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah.
What else? Oh, this
The
is
programmers
cool.
get. I took a lot.
Yeah, this is awesome.
What is the? Oh.
This is the next version of the Nexus app. So they've got redone art, but it just looks so delicious. And see how he's holding that one? That's because it's crashing on that one. So that's why it's not out yet. And he was fixing that while I was there. And I think he's also adding, not for this release, but the following release, Windows Phone support as well.
Can you imagine how he gets those things apart? Like cords naturally all bind together. That is a web.
I know. So that's Simon working on the Nexus app, next version.
That is a
That's
lot.
your copy.
That's my contribution.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. There's no point in showing this. Honestly, take that
The
down.
thumbs up photo.
Warren takes it down quickly.
I actually thought you were going to give us the middle finger for that one.
Probably
Because
would
you were
have.
like, what are you doing? What is that? I'm taking pictures. This is why the cloth implementation that we've been talking about isn't done yet. You can see he's got a lot of compile errors in his code.
Showing compile.
Does everyone hate showing the code? Because of course,
You're
I'm
a
sure
coder.
someone out there likes
this is major serious. This one right here.
Oh,
Whoa, there's a
Oh.
Do you see the tag on that? That is a prototype Badlands code node that's been they built a tower. A clan has built a tower there and opened this up for other players to play on our dev cluster. This is so
Amazing.
exciting.
Well, I think Starside Destiny is going to be excited about their question
Yep.
then, because
Yep.
we'll ask that after.
Yep.
All right, start.
Okay, no more images.
No, we're gonna finish this.
He's got more.
We're gonna finish this.
I'm waiting for the hint.
What is
This
this?
is our
Oh,
QA
wow.
team working hard, and we have a PS4 bug that they're working on fixing, but that one got fixed, and it's
Submitted.
and we're talking about submission, right?
Yep.
We
We're submitted.
yesterday.
We submitted yesterday.
Yep.
So the PlayStation 4 guys will hopefully get their hands on the new hotness very soon.
That's going to be
It's going to be absolutely amazing.
if it's sorted quickly, this
Yep.
will be very quick turnover.
This is a whiteboard, a programmer whiteboard, about how to work faster. I guess using your keyboard is the way. Here's our friends from the UI live stream.
yeah.
People
Hey,
love
Dorian and Pablo.
Dorian and Pablo,
He
and there
still
they
might
are.
be eating hard.
They're collaborating on some amazing UI for the Sword Alone update. It's going to be amazing.
They're listening to Walk Like an Egyptian right now.
Yeah, he does sort of look like he's doing a cool pose. Look at this. Now, Dorian's gonna be very sad because I showed not the version he wanted to show because it was blurry and my hand is shaky from drinking too much coffee. But these are two clans who have one clan has challenged them on a Badlands
nice,
node,
nice, nice.
and now they're in conflict. And now
Yep.
the whole player base,
very
if they
cool.
want, get to choose which side they want to support and destroy the opposing tower. And then you can see if this
Why did we
one-
start with this stuff?
Huh?
Why did we start with this stuff?
On the stream?
Awesome.
Yeah, this is good.
awesome.
Well, you got to save it.
We have
Save
He likes doing it rated 256 every
Yep,
time.
Yeah. Okay.
What else we got?
And then I didn't know they were
We
going to be that
started
cool.
late. We started late.
This is Brandon's going to be so mad at me.
Oh,
Look at this is while he's just talking to you. He draws
this
these
is what
things.
he does.
Who?
Yeah, Minky.
This
is
Minky.
Minky?
This is yeah.
Check Dazzle Pack.
Yeah, check Dazzle Pack.
Yeah.
He's got some guy getting wasted,
Yeah.
and then like some beautiful. Oh man, it's
Yeah.
oozing with awesomeness. He's gonna be
You're in so much trouble.
I know I'm in total trouble. Yeah,
Oh, you
Yeah.
got more
Oh,
Minky
more.
doodles.
yeah, yeah. And he loves granola bars.
Critical.
so
Oh, is that a what is that a doodle of?
the
On the
thing
right.
on the right?
I think that's the.
That's one of the towers, solar rails. Yep. He's working on that. Him and Matt were working on that this morning, which is awesome.
There's Jeremy.
Don't show this.
See how that's Jeremy's probably our most excitable employee.
Yeah, look at him.
I think we
Everyone
kinda
knows
have to-
Jeremy's
So
awesome.
the next- the
Wait.
next
What
image
was
is-
that?
I thought that looked very phallic, and I wanted to take it out of the stream, out of the thing. So I'm sorry for including that. This is a random shot of a bunch of animator screens, and you can see it is melee.
They're all working on
melee. Yep. Here we go. Here's someone else.
Yeah, it's Geoff.
Oh, so it's
Geoff
Geoff.
doing?
What's he doing here?
He's listening to something.
Looks like a dagger. Is that a dagger attack?
What's he playing in his music selection?
Probably some K-pop.
Yeah, K-pop.
K-pop. Excellent. Excellent.
Opener.
Yep.
Okay, what else we got in here?
Snipe. Just kidding.
Oh, here's our new laborer.
That is spoilerific.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Whoa. Take
Yeah.
that off.
It's really hard to take
Take
screen
that
caps of
off.
stuff on
Yep,
the,
take
on
that
the
off.
internet.
Kill that
Yep.
right away.
Yep.
That's brutal.
Yeah. This, Aaron was working on this. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, we're going to go back through the orc and stuff and just make it
Oh my
way more
God.
awesome and cool. I couldn't believe what I was
Revisiting
seeing.
the tile set?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, improving
Oh my
the
God.
existing tile sets. It looked so, and it's all animated and doing all this crazy stuff. And I just
That's
thought,
just over there. I can just walk over.
You
and
can
see
actually
that.
walk over there and see.
Stream.
Yeah, you should leave
Yeah.
your office every once in a while.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah.
Snap.
What's the
And
big spoiler for the other thing?
keep
Don't,
going.
no,
keep
no,
going.
no, no more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Rebecca's getting
spoil too
nervous.
much. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Rebecca's
No,
getting
I'll
nervous.
get in trouble. I take full responsibility.
Good.
This is Jay working. He doesn't know I took this picture. He's working on it. He's got like a martial arts film
Yeah.
inset, looking at the attacks while he's watching
Yeah.
it. So there's a little bit along with it. So again, here's
Yeah, more melee.
that's probably dagger attacks. For
This was dual swords.
dual swords.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Frost
Yeah.
laying some smackdown. It's awesome.
What else we got?
What else do we have here? There's a little Vahek.
There's a little bit.
There's a banana for scale.
Scott
Yeah,
and his,
for scale.
Banana
Sorry.
for scale joke.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty ripe.
Yep.
He's gonna make some banana bread.
This is so. I was taking pictures, and Ben's always doing. He's like, "Don't take a picture of my screen." And this is what levels look like before they get art.
Sweet.
It's cool. It's like, don't take that.
Did we lose the camera?
Yeah. That.
What's that?
That's all we're saying.
I have no
That
idea.
was
What is
massive
that?
Oh my
spoiler.
God.
Oh, there you go, and it's gone. And you'll need to go back and screen grab
I
that.
don't even know what the fuck.
I don't even know if I was.
I know what that.
Oh,
you
rated
know
R, real quick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it probably. This is another version of.
Oh, is this the one Dorian wanted
Yeah.
you to show?
It's probably the one Dorian wanted me to show. You can see there. What I like about this is you get to Sean added this feature where you can add a message. So you can add a message in the tower. So when you're playing on the node, it's like, hey, thanks for supporting us. Or when they're in conflict, he's like Dorian put some like taunts in, like we'll give you way more credits for supporting
That's
us.
cool.
Awesome.
Oh
So I think it's very
my
cool.
God, you just
Yeah.
broke the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And we're almost done. Oh no, we're not. I love it.
Oh, yes.
We're almost at Daryl's computer. I see.
Oh, there's Dorian working. Oh, I should have deleted this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Skip
Sorry.
that one.
Dorian, we
Skip that one too. Here's a. Oh yeah, put that one on there.
Is
That's
this
just an
Daryl's
absolute
whiteboard?
mess.
Oh no, this is the.
This is Pablo and Dorian's whiteboard about
it was like,
the
wow.
the
Well, that's the
flow.
most important part.
These are the UI flow events.
The UI flows
Yep.
out of the udder.
Yep.
Yes, of course it does.
Cow there for scale, and what else we have? This is the pinata that
That's
Pablo
weird.
has. I just thought
With-
that's important.
That's the chest wig, the chest hair wig.
That's the Kubro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
yeah.
That I put in as a little wing. We're working on the
Oh.
questing system.
Should have said Force Prize.
Yep. Which is War's prize.
Force Prize.
Yep. Yep. Will be the first one. This is what
This is Jacques'
This is what Jock is eating to try to finish melee in time.
Now you're just making us hungry.
And
I don't know
then
about those maple cookies.
This is Daryl's.
this is our lead programmer. This is Daryl's.
This is his keyboard.
This sits beside him.
That actually holds up his Maple Leaf slug.
Yep. Yep. That's his
It's a
Commodore
load-bearing
64.
Commodore 64.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is customer support, working
God.
hard, trying to. I've blurred out the account names. I think.
I hope so.
Yep.
I think.
working on people and trying to get our turnaround time as fast as possible, which is awesome. And then I hope it blurred this one. Did I
What
say
is
that?
this?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, might want to show that. No, don't make that big. That is the reference art Bible for the new Infested set and how it's to be constructed.
cool.
And I saw Matt describing it to someone, and it's the infested tissue is like
Got
a
frozen.
is like a muscle pulling, bending and pulling the architecture of the level that they infest. So they get this really, you have this corpus set and it's all been bent and pulled,
pulled
and just
inside
it
the
just
infested.
looks so incredible. So
With the art set?
Awesome.
yeah, with the way the infested
Pretty
art
cool.
set, the dedicated infested
Right.
art set's going to be.
Right.
There you go.
Wow. So we just pretty much that's development for you.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
The Office an hour ago. As of now, like the Badlands stuff you showed, we do have a lot of questions about that.
Okay.
Specifically, Starside Destiny says, could you reiterate the scope and purpose of Badlands? Answers such as,
Whoa.
where are the Badlands? What enemies appear there? What's the
Yep.
incentive to go out there?
Yep.
And what's
Yep.
the incentive for endgame players and average players?
Yeah. So the incentive is to add a little bit of EVE Online into Warframe. which I think is what a lot of the veteran players who know about the system have called it. But the idea is there are these locations in the map, in the solar chart that haven't been opened yet, and the clans can build a solar rail to basically, it's like building a road there.
Right.
Those nodes, those maps will have better resources, rare resources, higher level enemies. They might even have enemy types that are difficult to find right now. But when you play them, you pay a tax to the clan as who settled the node, who created the solar rail there.
Right.
If other clans don't like this and they want to control that area of space, they can build their own tower and challenge that area. So it is really at a meta level, it is territory control for Warframe clans and alliances. If you're in a very small clan and you like that size of a clan, you can form an alliance with other small clans and still challenge those big moon clans. So the alliance system is also a big part, finishing the alliances and improving that and getting the chat channels in there and getting all the systems for coming and going from alliances. That's a big part of the Badlands as well that is being developed. When you play on that node in the contested state, right now it is like, because those towers are Orkin in
Right.
kind of technology, it's like playing an Orkin mission, right, against
Right.
the corrupted enemies.
Right.
As time goes on, and if people really love Badlands, the end game, the end point for that is that the clans build a tower, choose its defenses, build it, select where things go. Maybe they're using proxy wars and building up favor with the Grenier to ask for reinforcements from
Right.
from the G3. Who knows?
Right.
So that's
summon the
that's-
G3 to
yeah,
help you.
exactly.
Oh my God.
Yes, absolutely. Or you've done quests for the Corpus, so now the Harvester's going to come in and help you. So
Buff him first.
so it's a territorial control on the fringes of the Star Chart.
Edge of the galaxy.
The edge of the galaxy.
Lies the Badlands.
Yes.
You're narrating the.
Do you have anything to add?
Yep.
No, all that.
All that.
Anything to add,
That's good.
Scott?
That's
All
good.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
I like
Platinum
it.
prize.
Platinum
Prize, okay.
That's what we should add.
Yeah.
Very good.
Third, Sir on. All right, here we
You
go.
just it's read chat. It's like third Platinum prize. Okay.
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 That's cool. They said
What
please.
else?
Yep.
Here we go. Slow but effective. Maybe not. Maybe not. Here we go. Roll the dice. Matik 93. You've won 1,000 platinum. MATTIQ 93. That's 1,000 platinum for you. Message our Twitch page with your in-game
Congrats.
alias or your PSN ID, and we'll hook you up.
Nice.
Yay!
So the way the alliances are going to work, I saw a question right before the plat went out, which is, won't an alliance of two moon clans be OP? And the answer is yes, that will be very powerful, but the alliance limit will be based on total population. So you could have dozens and dozens of ghost clans, or you could have just a few moon clans. So
Clans,
it'll be, we're going to try to control it that way.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, that works.
Yep.
Makes sense. All right, so that's Badlands cover. We did have a few questions about that. Did you have anything to add on focus right now? Raw Grits is asking about it, or
It is progressing, but all lasers are on. We're focusing on melee, not on focus right
Right.
now. But
I can mocap if you want.
You totally good. Yeah.
what can I say about focus? I think focus is going to be cool because it comes with lore.
right?
Focus reveals the intent and the origin of those silly little symbols that we have on the mod cards.
Right.
They reveal the original Tenno orders and where they come from. So there's hopefully people will really, even solo or even early game players will be interested in that from a lore perspective. That's all I have to say.
The login dioramas, the fan ones.
Yes. Is Sardis asking about those? or-
Someone asked.
Oh
about
yeah,
them.
cool.
Rebecca had a really good idea to
What?
put them into the fan art section of the codex.
Oh okay.
Because we don't do the Lodex anymore. The Lodex.
We don't do that.
Login dioramas.
We should call it the
Login screen
Lodex.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a cool place to put them is in the fan art section. Of the
Nice.
So I
Like
think probably again
fully
after the next big update,
Yep.
we'll get people back on those.
Yep.
Hotness.
There definitely are some. I know that there's a lot of work done on some of them,
they
right?
were started. Yeah,
great.
they
Yep.
definitely started.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good. One topic, Archwizard asks, what about stat separation from early cosmetic helmets?
Right.
Oh, there was a conversation
we've
about
been
this the
ta-
other
We
we've
day.
were talking
We've
about
been
this in our
talking about
chat. Rhino Prime and Kara helmet were the two top. I mean, Vanguard and Kara were the two top helmets past 7 days
Yeah.
for sales.
One has stats, one doesn't.
One has
Yeah.
stats, one doesn't. One has speeds.
We aren't supporting stats on helmets anymore, so I think the plan is to basically retire those helmets.
Yeah, there's a new
and
home.
if you own them, congratulations, welcome to beta. You were here early, you got them. We'll reissue the same helmets again with the same visuals, but statless. And then we'll also, at the same time, for players that do own them already, issue a blueprint that allows you to convert it to a statless version if you so choose to.
Right.
But
Yep.
that is basically where we're heading with statless helmets.
Yep.
Cosmetics, I think, from here forward will basically be statless.
Yep.
We break rules all the time, but generally that's
Yep.
where we're going. So helmets will be converted into that at some point. The hot topic right now, at least in our internal chat, has been alt helmets on prime versions of those Warframes and allowing that. Minky has said I think on record, passing Pablo or Will to the washroom, that
Primes
he didn't want the primes to have the alt helmets of the Warframes. I think we're still fighting with that internally, what to do. But
Glenn says
you know,
yes.
But
Yeah.
Glenn says say yes to the players.
I kind of see his point.
Minky says no.
Yeah.
I see Mickey's point.
The
I see
prob-
Mickey's point. I
Yeah,
definitely
the
see-
problem is visual cohesion
Yeah.
of the Prime Warframe and making sure that those art assets actually work. The fact that the alt helmets actually fit on the Primes and functionally work means that usually there's a little bit of art problems. That means we have artists that have to go back and touch up art assets in order to make sure there's not holes and whatever. So most likely, if I had to guess, we're probably going to allow that going forward. We'll just have to fix up the art as it goes.
I'll be a little
Minky's going to stab me when I go back to my desk. So
He's waiting already.
He's already
waiting in
You
our
guys share an
office.
office.
He's sharpening
He's
his blade.
sharpening. Yeah, he's sharpening.
This is the
blade.
this is the upset Minky stream.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Maybe he's not watching it, and we'll just get away with this.
He's just working hard.
He's
right
probably,
now.
he's
got
probably
his head
actually
down
having to
and
work
sketching.
right
Yeah.
now instead of watch this.
Yeah, so that's kind of the status on the old
Status on the stats.
on the stat helmets. So, yeah.
Awesome. Are Kubros going to replace Sentinels, or are you going to have a Sentinel and a pet? Like that slot either is
goes to
Kubro.
pet slot.
That is
It
the pet
goes in,
slot.
yes.
So
The
Zarian
Sentinel
asked that.
slot will probably be renamed to pet slot or
But it'll
sidekick
probably be
slot.
named, yeah. Yep.
Side, yeah, something like that. We
PS
haven't really decided how that actually all happens, but it is going to happen. So at some point, I will rant and rave if we want to have both. So I am against both.
Oh, yeah, you can't have a Death Cube here, a Kubro
No.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
We already have something planned for an additional tab
Yeah.
on that screen anyway.
We
So
do?
we better be careful if we add too many.
Do you have something in your eye right now?
Yep.
It's cat fur.
Something like that.
PS4 CJ Dam says, will PS4 players be getting broken lights? Please don't do this to
Yes.
us.
Damn,
No.
CJ.
We want them to
I'm not
suffer
doing
as
it.
much as the PC
No.
players have suffered. That was my most favorite feature to ever implement.
And more so because what we've actually been able to do through the technology of PlayStation 4 is strobe the front light on the controller as well
Yes.
in tandem. So when you're getting shocked.
I was hoping I wouldn't have to do this. There's a reason that's there.
No, they got the fixed version.
Right, so they'll be
They
getting
got
up
the arc traps.
arc traps.
Yeah. So the funny thing about some of the stuff that happened that ends up getting put into the builds is
Oh no.
what?
Go ahead.
No, some of the stuff is work in progress, and as development happens, we're like, oh, this is going to be a mainline integrate. So there's a bunch of work in progress stuff is being worked on. Hasn't really terribly been maybe fully vetted.
Yeah.
And
Like you didn't get my permission to put it in?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
I think actually Broken Lights is in the list that you created originally. I implemented it poorly.
Yes.
So we're both to blame.
Yeah.
You
Who gave the
fixed it in the
rescue
end.
targets- Who gave the
but-
rescue targets weapons?
What?
Whose integrate was rescue targets weapons? Is that just Daryl?
Diesel.
Is that just Daryl?
No, that's that part of
Diesel,
the
yeah.
rescue target
Yep.
getting its weapons is also part of that. Like, we
Mainline.
did a mainline
Yeah.
integrate, which
Yeah.
meant some of the stuff that was meant to be held back actually ended up
Yeah,
in the
just
build.
everything
Yep.
went.
The hacking the MOA spawns,
Oh my god, which
the-
is the
some of these things are work in progress. Test things that are happening. You can put it in the build for QA to test. You know, there's so many balls in the air at the time that some of this stuff ends up leaking out. You know, obviously, broken lights were an intended feature. Were they thoroughly tested and vetted to be something that was a positive change to the game? Probably not. You know, this is why we're in beta, and I think that the players were really good and told us that they were terrible, told us why they were terrible. You know, I think we've got a pretty good solution now that still achieves what we want to achieve, but doesn't make them want to like rage quit and kill us. Like, you know, I don't know how many threads I saw where it was like, I finally killed the stalker, and then I got killed by a light.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That happened.
those things pain me as much to read as you know, players having that happen to them. So, you know, I think we actually had a really good comic created, which was I don't know
Comics
if
were amazing.
The comics.
The comics were
so
you know,
The ice
we feel
fishing
your
one
pain. We are
my
listening to your
favorite. It's
feedback.
beautiful. It is beautiful.
Yeah,
It was. Thank you for going into detail on that. I think
on
that
broken lights.
you went into.
That was the best answer. I'm going to retire now.
You can lie back, sitting
I'm
here.
done.
Credit caches in the void. Last evening, I need credits, but
Yep.
some people don't.
Yep.
Cycle,
Look-
cycle. Credit,
Yep.
credit.
We're, and by that I guess I'm looking at that right now.
Right.
I was actually looking at what it would be like if we pulled them all out.
Right.
I don't want to commit to that just yet,
Of
but
course.
that's definitely a possibility, and we're heading that direction.
Very good. Let's talk about one thing we've kind of touched on. One of the most popular feedback forums is Warframes and abilities. Archwizard again has a question here. It's a little long, so just bear with me. Many players have noted that while Necros and Oberon are called Necromancer and Paladin style and visually aligned with those classes, their power sets invoke more of a scavenger and squishy priest instead. Ember has been called over-specialized since the addition of Accelerant, while Saren and Volt are spread thin between melee and sniper skills. Can we expect to see Abilities 2.0 at some point, and not just buffing powers, but to revamp roles and increase synergy like Zephyr and Loki have?
Abilities 2.0?
Yeah.
Never.
Never.
Never. Are we ever going to call something Abilities 2.0? Will Warframes be revisited to make sure they fill the roles that they're supposed to? For sure.
Right.
Again, reading Warframe feedback you kind of have to drink when you do it, because it is, one person tells you that this power is the best thing ever, don't touch it ever, or I will come to your house and personally murder you, and then the next person tells you the exact opposite.
Yep.
And you know, when we started out Warframe, we intentionally kind of designed them to be this way so that they were hard to compare and that they're hard to figure out whether this power versus that power was the best option.
And
Even inside the
comparables.
frames, like
Like even right now, someone in chat saying Volt Heart. Meanwhile, there's like pages and pages
Yeah.
of threads about
Yeah,
Volt is the
so-
worst pile.
yes.
I'm not saying he is, I'm just
It's
saying-
very hard to figure out. You know, it all comes down to basically my opinion,
Yeah.
and you know, right or wrong, I'm the guy who usually says this is where we're going, and this is where this frame is going. So most times I ask Rebecca and Megan, you know, what are the hottest threads about what's, you know, most upvoted feedback on a particular frame. I'll read through that. I'll read through a bunch of other subsequent threads on those Warframes, and then try to figure out what's the best course of action. Sometimes it's do nothing right now because there's no consensus. Sometimes it's, okay, this power is definitely out of whack and needs to be changed.
Yeah, like chat right now is just going crazy with
Yeah,
the
every
the
single one.
feedback.
Yeah.
Every single.
It either conflicts-
Everyone's someone's favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
Valkyrie's the best. Oh,
Yeah. And honestly,
Valkyrie's
the
so-
kind of the Warframe powers are you know, are built to be like that, you know. So it's not an easy job, and it's not an easy job to create them, and it's not an easy
geez,
job
do
to.
you have my violin?
Yeah, exactly. The tiniest. The tiniest violin ever. Oh, poor Scott.
It is hard.
I make video
We're
games.
keeping it together now, so
I get
you don't
angry
need to say-
feedback.
Players just want
I'm
rewards
kidding.
and
I'm kidding. I'm
challenge.
kidding. It is brutal because you
I sit there with a bottle of whiskey and I just drink
Yeah.
it from the bottle, and I'm just like crying, and there's sad music.
The
And
growth of the game has meant that you have there's a little bit of a buffer you have to place between yourself and
Yes.
the feedback. In the early days, every single thing I would read and have stress belches about, but there's so much now. And now, like you said, to the point that sometimes you read it and go, "There's no clear message here." Sometimes there's a clear message,
Yep.
and we act like that,
Yep.
right?
Like
Broken
I
lights,
actually
sun.
have a couple PMs from a few people. One in particular stands out to me is I forget the guy's name, but and I'm sorry,
know
or
it.
girl, but it's here's my feedback. Can you please respond? And I said, sure. And then a week later, still haven't responded. A PM, still haven't responded. Another week, you still haven't responded. Another week, you still haven't responded. And I feel awful, but then I go to read it, and it's like 9 pages long. It's like going to take my entire morning just to read what they have and then break it down and figure out how to respond to it, because it is that person's opinion about where the game should go.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think their energy and their passion is why we are here and excited and showing you our development process. But at the same time, you know, we have to demand patience from them, because it does take so long to get through it all.
I mean, they're pretty good at finding the epidemics when they happen.
Yeah, the things that are drastically wrong are
get
brought
them
to the
right
surface pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like if there's a particular power that's way
Right.
wrong, it's pretty quick that people.
But I will say what I think a lot of players appreciate, and what I think is great about the way you work with the Warframes is it's not just new Warframe, ship it, done. It's going back and looking and trying to address exploits and looking at all of the Warframes, even the very first ones. And you know, we get a lot of feedback about Ash or Loki every now and then, and we always take those very seriously. It's not like it's only on the new Warframe. There's definitely a willingness to.
It would be very
modify.
easy to concentrate on the newest stuff and just ignore the old stuff.
Yep.
We lost a mouse.
But yeah, like and some of the stuff that gets changed in the Warframes is not necessarily intentionally either. You know, like I said in the last live stream, the Frost change to his ultimate, that was a bug fix that fixed something else that caused a different reaction in the power, and then subsequently got fixed. You know, in a player's perception though, that just looks like a buff and a nerf. That you know, so some of that stuff happens unintentionally, and some of it happens intentionally.
How's the work going on the new Warframe?
Really well. Yeah, really well. Cool.
Do you have, just based on, I remember the last thing we said was Banshee was kind of
Changing
going to
the
get looked at, and then you said no. Is there any,
I just really want to talk about the new Warframe.
well,
too.
I'm sorry.
I'm not allowed to.
I don't
We're not allowed
know.
to talk about the new Warframe?
I am not the
Well,
omnipotent
You're not. Who
Lotus is, not me. Warren
Does
can just
everybody
turn
in
off the
chat-
stream
does
though.
the people in
So.
chat want to know about the new Warframe?
That is
I just
called.
want to know. If they don't, it's cool.
They already said it. They already know what it is. When
What
you
is
showed
it?
that tease, they
What is
guessed the elemental component,
What was it?
which is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen.
so you're gonna get in trouble for just confirming.
So
this.
you're.
Oh, so this is Rebecca. I didn't say anything. None of us said anything. Thanks a lot, Rebecca. Thanks for spoiling. Thanks for spoiling the Warframe.
Oh.
This is my blood rising to the surface of my skin.
We never said anything.
We
I'm
just tried to
texting.
do what you wanted, but
Dear Jaywalker,
Apparently.
sorry about Rebecca,
Yep.
the stream crew.
There are performance fixes. I just saw someone
yeah,
ask about
instead of-
performance fixes. Yep.
Oh, they want to know.
We do have some more performance fixes when we do a mainline integrate, which will probably be
Yeah, what kind of-
I do think,
Water.
I think
Water.
water. I think water kind of is underselling the idea.
Water. It's a mixed theme. Yeah.
Well,
It's a mixed thing.
It's a mixed theme.
they voted for
We
it.
like mixed themes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what happens on water? That's
I guess-
that's the next question.
Yeah, what does happen on water?
Jet
don't know.
skiing.
Stop it now. You're
Boating.
Stop. I'm honest. I'm upset. You've upset myself. I'm upset.
Boat combat.
So how
What happens with boat
So can we
combat?
talk about
It's
performance?
really hot. So
Yeah.
are we?
We're-
How many questions we got left?
Yeah, we have no more questions. Well, we have more questions here,
hot,
but I
yeah.
want to talk about performance a bit. We put you said a fix is coming. What aspects of?
We have performance improvements for large levels, specifically targeted at moving objects and traps and that sort of thing, draining performance when you're not even near them.
Right.
So can't really get super specific, but it changes the way we update objects when no one's near them,
Very good.
which will specifically help like things like void traps, really slowing down people's
I
species.
saw
Fishing.
a couple. Yeah, I saw there's a
Fishing frame.
It's a fish frame. It's killer carp fin.
couple. Fish frame.
No, it's not a fishing frame.
Shark
right.
frame.
Moby Dick frame.
Well, we did.
All right.
Okay.
Side.
We did 3
Water
platinum
balloon.
prizes. We have a 24-hour catalyst coming up. We have lots to talk about.
Oh, catalyst.
Catalyst. I can go
Nice.
back to my desk.
All right.
Yes, if you need to
definitely need a
supercharge your
catalyst
weapon,
right
you
now,
should
right?
do that with
Great.
a catalyst. And that's it. The winners to recap were, I have them written down
That guy
on
who
each
didn't
one. One guy that didn't subscribe, RJ
Please subscribe.
Maniac.
Did he subscribe now?
I have horrible writing. Matique 93 and Matico 13.
Okay.
Are we done?
We are
Yeah.
done. It's,
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks for coming to see us.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you next
Yeah.
Thursday for prime time, if I'm still employed. And otherwise, I'll see you probably at a McDonald's nearby.